Cannabis producer Aphria announcing today that both its CEO and co-founder will step down, sparked by two short sellers targeting the company that sent the stock plunging late last year. Leslie Picker's back at headquarters with the details. Hey, Leslie.
Hey, Melissa. CEO Vic Neufeld and co-founder Coley Kachavalani are leaving Aphria in the coming months. The company did not immediately appoint a new CEO, nor did it specify what exactly incited their resignations. But some in the market have been looking to that recent short seller report for potential answers. Hindenburg Research published a report in early December which said that Aphria had been diverting 700 million Canadian dollars toward unscrupulous transactions. The short seller said that Aphria was buying assets in Latin America that were effectively worthless to line the pockets of insiders. Shares of Aphria plummeted more than 25% in December as investors digested that report. Aphria put out a statement at the time saying the short seller report was a, quote, malicious and self-serving attempt to profit by manipulating Aphria's stock price at the expense of Aphria's shareholders. Aphria also said that in connection with a Latin American acquisition from September, it had received financial advice and a fairness opinion from a reputable firm. But then days later, the board announced that it had formed a special committee to review that deal while reiterating its confidence in the process leading to the acquisition. The company has not yet disclosed their findings from that special report, although Neufeld noted on this morning's earnings call that the special committee is making, quote, good progress. Aphria announced second quarter revenue of about $22 million in connection with the executive changes today. Aphria's stock closed up 5%, while cannabis peers Tilray and Cronos soared higher as well, Melissa.
All right, Leslie, thank you. Leslie Picker back at headquarters. You might have noticed the 20% pop in Tilray shares. Privateer coming out with a statement saying effectively that insiders would not be selling into the lockup period, which expires in the first half of this year.
Yeah, and Tilray is a big. If you're investing in cannabis on a market cap weighted basis, Tilray is the animal that will move the market around. And if you look at the cannabis sector overall, it's actually up about 35% year to date off of these depressed levels. I should say from Christmas Eve lows, which takes you right back to just maybe 5% above where this market was before the Constellation deal in mid-August, which to me tells you, think of all that's happened between now and then. So I'm not going to argue for fantastic valuations. I think the public markets got way ahead of themselves, corrected, and actually looked interesting here. All I'll say on Aphria is very simple. In an industry like this, and whether it's a new asset class or with smaller companies or newer companies or even bigger companies, corporate governance is essential. And I think you have to really do a lot of extra work here. And the capital structures, even at some of the companies like Tilray, which I'm not suggesting there's anything bad going on, I'm saying that the capital structure is a big reason why the stock has moved the way it has. So please do your work, because it's a very complicated sector, and that's what moves these stocks.
Were you worried about the corporate governance at Aphria?
Well, look, I think a lot of people felt that this was one of the bellwethers in Canada. This is a company that certainly had a history in the wellness space. Vic Neufeld is a CEO who had success in the vitamin industry, et cetera. They do have assets. They are producing. There's certainly been some insider transactions that look very dubious. And I think the market has decided. And look, this investigation, there's some bizarre elements of this investigation. I mean, they haven't really announced anything, and yet you have people stepping down. But there are real assets at this company.
And there are other companies. I mean, if you don't want to go into the pot space, there's Novartis, there's Constellation Brands. I mean, there are all sorts of companies.
Well, I mean, Constellation Brands, Aphria. I mean, the guide on Constellation Brands was disastrous. Yeah. I mean, they're basically telling you that their business is deteriorating at a rapid pace, and you wonder that at a certain point valuation makes sense. I don't think you're there yet, though.